Okay, you there?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. I don't know what happened. It should
yeah.
be back on. Sorry about that, folks. Had a little technical
There we go.
difficulty. I
We
think we're.
have a caution out
Yeah, and
too.
quickly we have a caution. We apologize for that. Lap 39. Caution is out.
Yeah, we are back live, and I just like to take this quick moment here to thank you so much, Greg, for this whole season and the technical expertise. And we had just a tiny glitch there. I mean, me and Jim done this, and this stuff happened to us every race, and we still loved it. But as we go live here again, we're back on. But you really got this handled, and we appreciate it. I know all the
Oh,
drivers in the league
I do.
appreciate all your work that you put in Wednesday and Friday nights.
Well, it's. I enjoy doing it, and it's like I said, it teaches me a lot about racing, watching the best of the best, how they drive and how they give and take. And it's a good, like I said, it's a good break from the racing and a way to be, uh, give back a little to the league and show some
Woo!
appreciation as well.
See the 29 get out there sideways. Woo! Yeah, boy. I just love this guy. We've been friends for a long time, and this guy is an absolute stud. And can he drive a car or what? He's Slim Jim protege, and runs on the same values as the great Slim Jim Gately. Um, Hard racing, clean racing, and accountability. And Slim Jim taught us all a lot, along with gave, and that's a lot about what's up with this league. It's you know, you don't get good racing without sharing information and teaching drivers how to improve. And of course, when it comes down to serious team racing, you do what you do, but a lot of sharing and that was definitely
Yeah, Milty, and
love cars coming out sideways here.
why I'm scrambling here to make sure everything's running properly.
Yeah, it's looking
It
good here now.
looks like right after this we had like a quickie caution there, Milty. Not a lot of green flag run, and some guys elected to pit again, I believe. And Matt Watkins now up to second place. Sean Johnson now the new leader. Robert Bolcom, I believe, pitted, Milty. I think the top five did not pit.
We look at the running order. The 72 is down on bottom there, Mike. So it could have been his car that was involved in that.
Yeah, we don't see any other cars now a lap down. Ken Ron took full advantage of that quick caution and got his lap back. So everyone on the lead lap. But yeah, Mike Pruitt is our last car on the lead lap right now, as now Sean Johnson does peel into the pits, Milty.
I'm going to take a look and see
no one
if
else going
I
with
catch this. There's only a few laps, so...
Surprised here that Sean would relinquish the lead and go all the way to the back of the field. Interesting move.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at 34 to 36 is your lap. So
we see
but
TG
we only
and
had
Ken
about
Ron.
3 laps.
Of course, Ken Ron would do the pitting after getting his lap back, Milty. He started. He'll start at the basically tail end of the lead lap, so you might as well get 4 freshies if you're going to be in the back.
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll back and see who had trouble, and I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't notice anything. Once you said that you didn't see the feed anymore, I didn't notice any overt wrecking or anything going on. So It must have been maybe a spin that was quickly corrected, and because no one even lost a lap over it, Milty. So we're about to go green flag racing with Matt. Matt Watkins is your new leader, Milty. Back to front is complete.
Well, it just shows you, you know, this is, class 101A stock car driving.
Yeah, and a lot of new faces right at the very front. Matt Watkins leader, Mark DeSenza second, Steve Weber third. Those three guys really were together, and they made a run all the way toward catching that lead group right before that initial caution, Milty, on that long first initial green run. And now the three are together, 1, 2, 3.
Well, the 83 got a win this year in one of the divisions. I don't know if it was trucks or whatever, but he's due for either a Pro Cup or a Winston Cup win. He's put the work in, and
Matt Watkins, whoa, Matty got loose there, Milty. Matt Watkins, big time loose. Fought it both ways. I would have loved to see him driving right there, Milty. Wow.
I've seen this guy do this at the Indy 500. I've seen him opposite lock, go two down far on the apron, and just about his hand speed is as a competitor. And when you evaluate your competition, I think, and he sent me replays when we did the 24 Hours of Le Mans. He was a rookie GTP driver with our team, and we entered 5 cars and 10 drivers, and against the world. And this guy was, when he sent me the replays, he was sideways around the entire Le Mans, 8.4 miles. I mean, just one lap wore me out watching it. But the skill level was just, this guy could drive anything, and his hand speed is so quick. When that car comes around, I don't think there's anybody that can catch a wreck and just drive through it like nothing, like the 15.
And we can see that Sean Johnson has retired, Milty.
Yeah, it's really, these races can really fall apart for you really quick, and especially when you make a mistake. And
as you were talking that very long story, I think it was about Matt Watkins. I can't remember who it was about anymore. We saw
Matt Watkins gets freight trains. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we saw Derby slide several positions, and now we see Matt Watkins doing the same. So the guys that pitted Milty really, I think, are going to be having the last laugh here, as now Mark DeSenza is our new leader. This is Steve Weber now second.
Absolutely. You called that straight up and wondered what the heck. 3 laps. Doesn't matter, and a cheese grinder like Kansas.
And Bill Yarbrough's made his way all the way back to third, Milty, after having his little difficulties as well. And Jeff Hale right on his back bumper, and there's some racing all over the place now. Jeff Hale into the inside of Bill Yarbrough.
Racing the 54 throughout the years in Trans Am, there's nobody that has more focus. And when he shows up for a race, it's all business, man. Otherwise, he's not going to bother with it. When he shows up, he's prepared and ready to race the entire distance. Better watch that 54 right there.
Yeah, there we see Derby trying to regain a couple of the positions he lost. He got to the inside of Dave Jandry and takes the position. Ken Hansen tries to follow him through, but Dave, I think, has enough to keep the door shut.
But you saw that 15 just, almost wrecked there. And how many times have I seen that? This guy, sometimes he kind of loses focus a little bit, or he's so good that sometimes he becomes human for a little while. And
Well,
the question is whether or not he's going to go back to being the Pac-Man here. I kind of think so.
I think so too. He's righted the ship very nicely here, and car's looking good. It's not no worse for wear. Maybe a little too much tire wear there, and when you get a little loose there, and tires can heat up, but he'll cool them back down. He'll be fine.
We got the 6 up there in front. He flirted with the Pro Cup race at Richmond Wednesday night. He was a strong car and had some EOLs and pit mistakes. Really uncharacteristic for the 6, but Mark DeCenza is, these drivers are so good. When they have a bad race like that, it's just like, basketball or football. When a team has a bad game, the next game you better watch out. And I think that could be for the competition here. The 6 is, definitely Mark DeCenza's. I think he's on a mission here tonight.
Yeah, he's looking good, Milty. And as we were watching there, Steve Weber got a little high, and Jeff Hale was able to get by him, and and Billy Yarbrough as well. We are having some technical difficulties tonight,
as a
folks,
sim
so I
racer,
apologize.
Man, you've done just such a great job all year. We're still seeing the feed, so it looks good here. But
there we see Matt Watkins down on the apron, Milty.
Wow, man.
Down on the apron to try to get a run on Steve Weber for 4th position.
Teammates.
And that was some hard racing for teammates there. And Matt Watkins gets a position, and it's going to cost Steve Weber another position as Derby Don gets by him as well.
Well, when you get on the track like
Steve Weber on the old tires as well, Milty.
And you start to run, definitely. That's because I missed all that, so fans need to know. I don't know who's on old, and because I was watching the replays there, but the 83 just impresses the hell out of me. Just this whole range of improvement in every aspect of his driving. And especially getting out there on the track Wednesday and really duking it out with these guys. It's just tell you that these pro sim racers are very good. Mm-hmm. And there goes Matt Watkins down below on Bill there.
Oof.
I think that damage is just. I think that 54 needs a really good strategy call to have a chance to win here. I think that one lick against the wall there has hurt him.
Yeah, that is a possibility, Milty. And like I said, we did see his crew bang on the car too. So there was obviously visible damage that required a repair. And you never know. That's a wild card. You can get perfect repairs, and you can get not so perfect.
Now we see Matt come from the way in the back with the dogs in the back of the truck there, and they were barking, but now he's barking on the 29 here. He knows the 29.
There's some
the
racing.
29 is reinventing himself a little bit here, showing some real patience here, but I guess I shouldn't say that because he really. Jeff Hale has the ability to run faster than anybody on cold tires, and also settle in and run that tire run. We're looking at probably lap 68 will probably be where we should start thinking about pit stops here.
Yeah, we see we're on lap 59 of 107, Milty, so we have crossed over the halfway point as well in the race, so drivers will get that call in the car. Your spotter will tell you you're halfway through.
I like the 29's chances. I like the way he's racing right now. Very smart. Moved himself up there. Just like the 49 there. You look at that 49 car, what a paint job. It's my teammate, Derby Don. Great friend, great teammate, and just a guy I look up to for behavior, sportsmanship, driving skill. He shares what he knows to new drivers. I mean, that's what this league's all about. And if you want to, make a poster child for FSB racing, the 49 probably be a pretty good choice.
He sure would, Milty, and he's taught me a lot as well. And just scrolling through the field here, Milty, just so we can see everyone battling away. And Joe Cutt, Milty, has fallen out of the top 10. He's battling away in the mid-pack now. Don't know if maybe he's got a bad set of tires. It can happen.
Absolutely. And also how bad set of tires and combined with how you run in the heat of battle, especially the way restarts happen and stuff. The skill level of these drivers is so good that any minute difference in what you do to your tires makes them angrier than your competitor. Because the competition level is so high. It is like Ken Hansen there. He was battling top 5. Now he's struggling to stay in the top 10. As we see Pops in the 99 getting in the top 10. We haven't talked about him. I could tell you running Wednesday night, I was so impressed. He really owned my ass. We were like the two old men, and he's older than I am, and he put a whooping on me, and I was very impressed with his patience, his skill, and the way he just took it to me there. Yeah, as a driver,
Pops,
you love that shit.
You throw any short track that NR 2003 has, Milty, throw it out there, and I bet you he's in the top 5. Without even picking a track, he's going to be in the top 5. He's a short track master, and he's getting better and better and better at these intermediates as well. And so Matt Watkins trying to chase down.
He can't see, and he can't.
That's just so he can get an advantage on you, Milty. You know that's BS.
Absolutely.
Sell that to someone else, Pops.
I think I'm going to retire. I don't think so. Ryan Tracy in the top 10 there. He tried to get in Wednesday night. He was battling for Pro Cup points and could not get in. His internet connection took a shit on him, and here's where he lies in the top 10 here. He's
and look at that.
Probably trying to salvage the top 5 here.
And look at this racing, Milty. Pops, Bill Yarbrough, Ryan
Pit stop's got to be coming. I'm looking at the scanner. Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Lap 66, Milty. So maybe a few more.
But a couple more. Yep.
But Pops and Ryan and Steve Weber, Ken Hansen, Dave Jandry, just swapping positions all over the place. And a little further up now, we see Matt Watkins has reassumed the lead, Milty, getting by Mark DeSenza and Jeff Hale third, Derby Don fourth.
A stud among studs. We watched this all season. We watched this for years. He's rewritten the record books. He's wiped out pretty much everything you could talk about records with me and Damon Costello and Kevin Lewis, except for the road course wins with us. But he can also do that. So
yeah,
just an absolute stud right there.
Yeah, he just recently won a road course race, I believe at Finion. So yeah, Matt Watkins can do it all, Milton. Like you said, he got really loose there, lost a bunch of positions. Some guys would have got out of shape, and he got a little loose there again, Milty. And it looks like he's chasing the car. He's down into the grass almost.
He does that.
He chased that car, Milty, and that's going to cost him maybe several positions here.
Yeah, that was a little too much there. That was not what he wanted to do. Of course, he did wreck the car, which shows his driver control. But
That's what
We
DW.
can see a weakness here
That's
in the
something I think
15.
DW would say he wrecked. He just didn't crash. But Mark takes full advantage of that, and retakes the lead. Derby Don now leaning hard on Matt Watkins. Maybe the guys have seen some a little crack in a chink in the armor, possibly Matt Watkins, and they want to get up right on his rear deck lid there, maybe loosen him up again, Milty.
Well, was he one of the cars that pitted or stayed out?
He was one of the cars that stayed out, Milty. So the worst for wear there. He's making the other guys look bad. That did stay out with him.
Derby Dawn.
Yeah, Derby Dawn gets around him. So Matt Watkins, I think, is looking at his tires and saying, how many more laps, Milty? Lap 71.
We're looking at the scanner. Nothing yet.
So these guys are making it work, Milty. As Derby Don now sets his sight on our leader, Mark DeSenza. I don't know if Derby's got anything for him, but we'll find out very shortly. As there you see the top 6 is very tight, Milty. And look at the top. Look at who's joined top pack, Milty. Look who's joined this top pack, Milty. Dave Jandry and Ken Hansen.
That's DJ and the Dave Jandry in the 51 there, the Budweiser car. Yeah, lest we forget him. He's also of the Slim Sim Gately School of Racing, and
there he goes under Jeff Hale. And I think Ken Hansen's going to follow suit, Milty. Ken Hansen driving a great race so far.
Gone away. I think these guys are so studdish that I think they're right down to the end of their run here. Any minute here, they're going to pit. Pitting. The 6 is pitting.
Okay, so here we go, Milty.
Green flag stops. FSBRacing.com.
Green flag stops. Mark DeSenza goes in. Oh, and Matt Watkins almost loses it again, Milty, as he got I think loose under some braking there, and now a bunch of guys are trying to get underneath him, and this could be ugly on the old tires, Milty.
It was a late pit signal, but it was well within the rules on the back straight. Mark, but he got spooked by Mark there, and also cars trying to come below there.
There we see Mark completing his. Mark has completed his stop.
16 is pitting.
Derby
no
Don.
other signals so far.
Derby Don is not pitting. Dave Jandry now the new second place runner, Milty. That was a big jumble there. That could have been a disaster for Matt Watkins, but he's dodged several bullets here in this run. And
well, that's Kansas. Kansas is like that because of how fast you pit. 19 is pitting, 151, 15.
And Matt Watkins is in.
Can Matt pull it and grab it out of his hat again?
I have to think Matt Watkins is not going to be able to not get black flagged there, Milty. He really came in hard.
Chihuahua. 9 is pitting, 17, 83, 51. They're all pitting.
Yeah, it looks like we got wholesale pit stops finally going on. Matt Watkins, of course, with a very far back pit position. So let's follow him out, Milty. 45 miles an hour. You can see he's right on the numbers. Not ever hitting that 40, that dreaded 40. Let's see if he didn't get black flag, Milty. I don't know what to say.
We're going to go back and look at that and see what speed he had.
Yeah, you go ahead and look at that. We're going to follow him live here to see how the outcome of this. I'd be shocked if he didn't get a black flag.
Matt Watkins crossed the line sideways at 91 miles an hour, and I mean sideways. Sideways, 4-tire drift. Man, I tell you what, even if he got busted, you got to watch that because that was something else. And he got right down to 43 miles an hour.
That's just shocking, Milty. And he
And
goes around and he
there is no signal that he's going to pit again. So it looks like he pulled the rabbit out of his hat. You got to see this picture I'm looking at. 91 miles an hour across the line, right there.
I'm speechless, Milty.
95.
I've never seen that done before.
Completely sideways, smoking the. The thing is you got to average 45. We locked him up. By the time he got to the first timing line, he was at 41. Okay, so NASCAR gives you, depending on the track, it gives you some leeway. Some leagues don't like that, but that's what we see on TV. The timing lines are right there, and he nailed it and pulled it off.
And that
excellent pit stop.
That has enabled him to, of course, retain the lead, Milty. But Mark
That's
DeCenza,
pro racing right there.
Remember, Milty, Mark DeCenza was really the first leader on pit lane, and that seemed to pay. Oh, and Matt Watkins is coming in now, Milty.
Matt Watkins is coming back in. He got busted. Well, 95 and 41, 43. Apparently NASCAR busted that. He's going back in, and he is
stop and
go. He's going to stop and go for the 15. Too much there.
I feel
still. I mean, the rules are the rules, man. NASCAR got him, man.
I feel vindicated.
Absolutely. I was wondering, I seen Kevin Lewis when I raced Kevin Lewis at the Great Spa track, which is going to be on TV tomorrow on the WEC channel. I was watching qualifying, and I seen Kevin Lewis hit pit road at 140 in the GTP series and make it, and get down to 55. But Matt Watkins did not.
And he managed to stay on the lead lap, though, Milty. And that's huge under green flag conditions, as there is
this damage assessment.
25 laps remaining. There's another pit stop here, so let's see what Matt Watkins. Let's not count him out just yet.
Absolutely, started from the back before. So let's take a look here. Now the 6. As we were focused on that crazy stuff, that was great TV, man. Hope we got that on film there, him going sideways in there. But got the 6 running the show here. And
now
51 there.
The 6 is
Come
out.
On, DJ.
The 6 is out there just like Bill Yarbrough was in that first run, Milty, and the rest of these guys are drafting and hunting them down, and that's the 51. 49 and the 22. How about Ryan Tracy really moving to the front now in that black and pink ride? What do you like those colors, Milty?
Well, I like the fact that he's got a good internet connection and can show what he can do. Wednesday night he was primed to run Richmond, and he would have definitely probably put a whooping on me, but he was unable to. He was DNS, did not start because of internet issues, and see him out there, solid connection, showing what he can do.
Yeah, absolutely. He's looking good.
You can focus when you're not blinking. When you're blinking, it screws everything up. So.
Oh yeah.
And he's a great driver, man.
Yeah, Milty. So a great battle. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th there, Milty. Nose to tail. Ken Hansen trying to join the party as well.
Well, you look at the 19 and 9. I mean, you see the Pro Cup drivers, the 6, the 51, 22, 49. But the 19 and 9, these guys have showed me all year and on Friday nights that they can compete with these guys. Obviously, these guys are going to be. He's already. Maybe they're both. No, I think the 19's already a pro, so. I don't know. I get the division screwed up, but watching this, you definitely see these guys can hang, man.
Yeah, and you can see this is like
Five
basically.
seconds between them and the 54 there.
Yeah, you can see that it's basically a group of 6 and then a group of 2, 5 seconds behind them, and just get a glimpse of Matt Watkins ahead of the leaders, Milty. So Matt Watkins did a great job on doing that stop and go, Milty.
Well, you see why Matt pushed that pit stop, because
You got up
when
to
you
speed
look at
and right.
you look,
That was brilliant.
well, but you look at the leader change here and the shakeups. This was all about the pit stop here and running clean, and it made a huge difference. So you have to challenge your pit stop if you want to race. You want to get top 5 in this league, definitely.
And you can see this group of 6 is really battling hard. Mark enjoying a little gap there, but Derby Don now really driving hard down to the inside. Now he's in second. A lot of guys assuming that second place spot, but not a lot getting to that coveted leader role. And Mark still has that little gap, Milty. Just kind of, like I said, just kind of like the way Bill Yarbrough ran that first run.
Oh, Robert Bocum, P15. Yeah, he's got the championship in hand there, but obviously some kind of mistake for the 18 crew. Of course, they're just trying to slide in here with like 4 or 5 races left. This thing is pretty, if they show up, they win the championship. And sometimes that'll affect your concentration. But I think tonight we probably missed it with all the other action. But something obviously happened to the 18 there.
Yeah, and there we see Robert. We don't see any of noticeable damage on the car. The car looks pretty clean to me. I don't see any sheet metal damage or anything. So we'll see how it goes here, Milty, as we hit 17 laps remaining.
Yeah, and they can make it to the end here. So, big green flag racing. History tells us in this league, the current configuration with all these skilled drivers, that we have a lot of green flag runs. However, within the last 10 to 15 laps, our books tell us that there could be a caution. We don't really have. I'm not seeing that right now because we're not seeing damaged cars run out there, which usually affects guys trying to just get points and running with a POS, that they can hardly drive. We're not seeing that. All these guys are running, are clean and green. This thing could go green the whole way.
Very well could. And Mark DeSenza gets a little out of shape there, Milty, and now the whole train is coming by him. And that leaves Derby Don now at the point.
Well, you called it.
And Ryan Tracy just got extremely loose. What a save. Unbelievable save by Ryan Tracy. I thought that car was going around, Milty.
Him and his dad both are just fantastic drivers, fantastic members, great sportsmen. And you see that.
I'm almost out of breath here, Milty. I can't keep following the action.
That was a fantastic save. I'm just watching it about 3-second delay as I'm watching current action on my other screen here.
And Mark gets out of shape, and it looks like he might have a flat tire or something, Milty. He was really out of shape there. Had to lock up twice. So Mark having all kinds of problems all of a sudden.
Well, just like you said, when the 54 was up in the lead, how it hammered him,
Yeah, and Derby Don has really jumped out into a nice lead here. 19 of Troy Higgins trying to run him down now.
Well, I've been in this position. I know Derby, and Derby's a way calmer guy than
13
me.
laps to go for Derby.
I like his chances. I think he's got the potential to go way beyond where I've ever gone. and he's just coming into his own here, and he's a Canadian, man, and they're tough. And this guy wrecks cars for real, for fun. He's a Derby racer. We call him Derby Don, not because he's like a Kentucky Derby horse rider. He runs
Tomorrow.
Derby races where people ram into the side of him. I mean, they carried him off. Yeah, his wife was like filming him getting carried off, and I mean, he was like, it's no big deal, man. We're just assessing the car here.
We're closing in on 10 to go, Milty, and like you said, it doesn't have a look of a caution to me. These cars are kind of spread out, and
Troy Higgins. Well, we talked about the 19 and the 9. They're not teammates, but then they got the old, Everhart numbers there, the Dodges, and they're pushing here. The 9 wants to get a win here, as classy as he's run all season, and humble, joining the league, and you got a root for that guy, but that's my teammate up front there. So and they're coming up on lap traffic here. This is going to be very interesting.
Oh, and Derby gets out of shape and down onto the apron. Oh man, Derby, keep it together, baby. And the 19 of Troy Higgins right on his back bumper now.
So Joe had to negotiate the other traffic there too. They handled it well there, but that definitely.
Oh!
Sideways.
And he saves it, Milty. Unbelievable.
Gentlemen, Troy Higgins putting on a show there. Mild-mannered guy. Just getting to know him this year, and along with the 9 there, and that puts the 9 in second here. His goal was to try to run top 5 the best he could. He took a very humble approach, even though he has quite a resume.
And still plenty of laps, Milty. There's still 8 laps to go here, so Ken Hansen maybe does he have anything for Derby? This would be a tremendous win for Ken Hansen. And Derby knows who's behind him, and I'm sure Derby doesn't want that to happen on his watch. Derby's competitive. Say what you want. He's might be a little mild-mannered, and like you said, he's very helpful, but he's not going to be very helpful right now to Ken Hansen.
Yeah, the mouth, that's me, Talk. That's me. But behind the wheel, he sure as hell ain't mild-mannered. He's a fucking tiger right there.
And we've hit the century mark, and we hit lap 101 of 107, Milty. And Derby Don continues to hold that slight lead over Ken Hansen, and Dave Jandry now in third. So we'll see if these two can hook up and chase down Derby. Ryan Tracy is now in fourth, Milty, and Troy Higgins, who just an unbelievable save down in the grass and just came right back out, and he's in fifth. He went from second to fifth, basically, Milty, so he lost only 3 positions. Just incredible driving there.
He had to go for it, man. He did. It got loose on him. He saved it. Just a fantastic season for Troy Higgins, and ever since he came to the league, he's shown nothing but skill and class, man.
Yeah, and I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me, Milty, but it looks like Ken Hansen might be just nibbling into the lead there of Derby Don.
He got a 10th that lap.
And really, wow, Ken's letting it all hang out now, Milty. Down onto the apron. He's taking the shortest way around the track. It's violent in the car when you do that. But if you have the right attitude, and I don't mean in your head, I mean how your car's pointing, you'll be okay.
Well, Derby's monitoring that.
Oh, yeah. And Derby's been down there as well, Milty, so he's familiar with that line. And trust me, he's not going to let Ken Hansen low line him.
Well, we're within the caution window. There's
Yeah,
not going to be no green, white, checkered, so they're racing.
no.
This is the win.
Yes,
Right here.
Milty, we're racing for wins right now.
Come on, Derby. What a great teammate. What a great friend. Of course, I've got to know the 9 here this year, and Ken's a great guy. I told him he's going to win a race this year, but I don't want it to be against my guy there, Derby. But he's taking a look there. Dave Gendry's kind of falling back a little bit.
Yeah, Dave Gendry's kind of
pushing.
It's a race between Derby and Ken Hansen here, Milty. Let's see if Ken has something for him. We're on lap 105 of 107, Milty. So Ken really needs to see if he can get to that back bumper. We've seen guys get really out of shape when guys have closed in on them like that. That'd be the way to do it, but I don't know if he's going to do it. Derby Don's really keeping smooth and fast.
This is a great show. You're into racing, sim racing, want to be a part of something. I mean, this is class professional racing. You can start at the bottom. FSBRacing.com. Let's watch the last couple laps here.
Yes, and we hit lap, white flag lap, Milty, and this is it. Derby or Ken? Who's it going to be? Ken,
just hitting his marks.
Ken entered a little high. I think he was trying to get a little momentum run as a desperation move now, as he knows his laps are out, and you can see he's really taking a high line here to try to keep that momentum.
He's going to get the podium here. He's not going to throw this away.
Oh, absolutely not. As Derby Don takes the win. A great win for Derby Don.
Come on, Derby! Woo! That's my teammate right there, FSB Racing. Team FSB Racing.
Derby Don takes...
The minute he joined our team, along with Rick Johnson and Sam Young, we became a contender again. And what a great run. What a great tonight. Sim racing fans, man. I'm going to give me a beer real quick here, and what a great show.
And there we see Derby taking the checkers here at Kansas. Nice job, Derby Don. There we see it. Flagman waving that checker. Derby Don takes it. And Derby celebrating. Ken Hansen brings it home second. What a beautiful run by Ken Hansen. He's got to be very happy with himself. 51 of Dave Jandry, another fine run. Number 22 of Ryan Tracy, another outstanding run. 19 of Troy Higgins is probably disappointed with a 5th place finish. Shouldn't be. But yeah, he made a daring bid. Looked like he got out of shape there. I didn't really get a good look at it, so I don't want to say if he lost it on his own or if there was a little contact. There was some tight racing there, and he went down on the grass. I thought for sure there was going to be a caution and was going to see a wrecked car on the inside, and I see him already back up on the apron and up to speed again, and brings it home in 5th, so I think that's a great finish considering the circumstances. 29 of Jeff Hale 6th, and I'm sure he's disappointed. 9 seconds off the lead. He was up there, and he had that look about him that he was going to stay up there, but wasn't to be for him. 6th place finish. 54 Bill Yarbrough, our pole sitter and early leader, finishes 7th, but he did go to the back, so he did make it back up to the top 10. Good job. The 99 of Pops Marguson 8th, 83 of Steve Weber 9th, and the 17 of T-Roy brings it home 10th. And who we don't see in the top 10 are basically the the legends of FSB, if you will, Milty, the current driving legends of FSB. Matt Watkins and Robert Bokum, 11th for Robert and 15th for Matt Watkins. So, unfortunately for Matt Watkins, the black flag did end up doing him in, as there was no opportunity to restart or exchange another pit stop. So Matt Watkins, I'm sure, disappointed. He had the car to beat, I think, but he'll take it home in 15th.
Well, you watch in the league, and you definitely seen the 18 and the 15 pretty much this season in many series, but now once again we get to see another winner. We've seen a lot of different winners in this series, and we saw Derby Dawn just pull off the perfect race.
I mean,
position himself and
absolutely
take it and hold it. You know.
Yeah, we can see Derby started from the 7th position, Milty, but he looked like he fell back a little in the initial runs of the race. I'm sure he was taking it easy. He bounced up there for a second, but then he kind of faded back. But then, as the race wore on, he just was improving his position. He was in 5th, then he was in 4th, and then he was in 3rd, and then when Mark had his issues there, he was able to pounce on it and took advantage.
Well, I think in this league, in this day and age, it's all about adapting and then bringing it at the end there. And a lot of times, when you get a green flag race, except for one, or how many cautions we have? 1, 2. It wasn't very much.
Yeah, I think 2.
Down to going to happen at the end, and he positioned himself just right and just drove on by and handled it. You know.
And we'll see if we can get some updating on the points, but we'll see, Milty. What we do know, in looking at the points right now, is that our leader, Robert Bokum, finished 11th. Sean Johnson, though, who was in 2nd, who could have really taken advantage tonight and cut into that lead, was not able to, Milty. He retired and finished in 20th.
Shows you the parity of the league. I mean, these guys were untouchable Wednesday night, but new track, new physics, new car, and that's why we run the races, you know, because you can't just pencil these guys in, man.
So what we do know now is that Derby Don will take over the 2nd position, Milty. He was only 12 points behind Sean Johnson for the 2nd position in points. And Sean with the 20th place finish, and of course Derby with a win, definitely will make up those 12 points. So Derby Don will and of course bite into a little of Robert Bokum's lead, as Robert with that 11th place finish. So Derby did everything he needed to do.
Yeah, he missed a race, so at least one. So that definitely hurt him for the not being able to show up.
And that also gives Derby his 3rd win of the series, Milty. He won way back at the beginning of the season. In fact, he won the first 2 races. He won Daytona and Texas.
Yeah.
And we thought it was going to be the Derby Don show, but then, like you said, he missed a race, which really, I think, disappointed him too, and maybe it did affect the way he approached the rest of the season, whether you want to or not. When you know all of a sudden that you need to win dozens of races to catch up to a guy like Robert Bokum, it's a daunting task, and I think now he'll be definitely re-energized to finish off the season in fine form.
Well, I mean, there was there was all kinds of stars to the show there. You watch the broadcast, you look from top to finish there. You look at the 19, look at the 9, look at the 29, look at the 51, look at the 22, the 53. I mean, you look at the 54. All these guys were in the mix. Just a fantastic show, and definitely glad to be a part of it.
Absolutely, it was a great run. Yeah, Derby just ran great race. Stayed out of trouble, stayed to keep the car clean, and was ready to pounce on anyone ahead of him's mistake. And that's the key to proper racing. Not pushing the issue every single second, waiting for that moment to pounce is almost as important as having everything else in line. And if you pick the wrong spot, it doesn't matter how good your car is. You may end up in the wall or with a bobble that costs you 5 positions, like we saw tonight, Milty.
Do we have time to pull a couple guys up here?
Well, if you want to pull Derby up, we can have a brief couple questions for him, and then let's wrap it up because we're having a little technical issues here, Milty.
All right.
Yeah, and as Milty goes,
Derby done!
Oh my God, you scared me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we're joined by our Kansas winner, Derby Don. Great race, Derby. Tell us what your strategy was going into this race.
Well, Kansas is a good track to save tires on. And, well, that's what I did. We were actually getting what it was telling us for fuel, too, so that helped out.
Yeah, you really seemed strong there at the end of the runs, but then late in the race, you were able to transfer that after the caution. When you still knew you were in the fuel window, you still managed to outdrive the other guys that also needed to save some of their stuff to make it. And it were pretty much drove away there. Just a fantastic drive.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got to hand it to Ken. He was all over me in that last run. And he had me a little worried he was going to get me. And I seen him push up a little in one of the corners. With about 4 to go. And I was like, ooh, maybe I got her.
Yeah, it almost this Winston Cup series usually it seems like the races are very almost like real races. They're so long. This one almost seemed a little short to me. It went so fast because there's very few cautions, Derby. But you had steady movement. And what about when you took the lead there at the end, Derby? Mark seemed like he got a little squirrely there right in front of you.
Yeah, he got loose coming off the corner. It was really easy to do that. It seemed like if you missed the entry a little bit, it would kick the car a little bit sideways to kind of square the corner. And it would make you feel like you could get on the gas early. And it would just slide the back end out coming off. So you had to resist doing that. Yeah,
and we saw some of our FSB regulars that we expect always to be at the front, like Robert Bokum and Matt Watkins, Derby, both finished 11th and I believe 15th respectively. So those guys were humbled by Kansas, and Matt Watkins had gotten out of shape several times. So yeah, it was a test.
He really pushed that green flag stop. And we were so focused on watching him, especially after he got busted for speeding, that we didn't catch your pit stop. But obviously, you made a heck of a pit stop, but without breaking the rules there. And then, the thing that impressed me the most was the ability to go like you did, where you just kind of rode around, and then all of a sudden you turned it up just enough to get track position. Then you spaced the lead and kept the gap there. that was. It's hard to do that and change your style throughout the race. You really had to grapple on that. Was that just like a feeling, or obviously you don't always get that feeling, but tonight it seemed like you were not going to be denied.
Yeah, I've always been really good on this track. My first online racing win was on this track, and it was the same thing. I just saved my stuff for the last half of the last run, and my green flag stop was actually slow. Just as I was go into my stall, somebody come out of theirs, and I had to slow up. And that's where I went from first, I think, to fifth.
So we call you Derby Don. We know why we call you that, because you are a Derby racer. What is your how's it going for this season for Derby racing? You gonna run some races or?
Oh yeah, definitely. I just brought a car home actually last weekend. It's a 1971 Chevy Bel Air 4-door. So she's going to be a good one.
Yeah, and there's plenty of posts in our FSB forum if you want to check out what Derby does on his spare time. He's an animal. Yeah. I mean, we were talking in the broadcast how they drug you out of the car and they were filming it, and so I mean, and of course the family's behind you all the way. They're painting FSB stuff on the car, which makes us real proud that you would represent us in some real racing there. And so good luck to you. And here's crash bang smashing. Pull those belts tight, man.
Well, actually, when they extracted me from my car, they strapped me to the board because I was going to get off it and get back in the car. And they didn't want me to do that because they thought, well, broken ribs, I might jam it through my lung or something. I was like, I don't care, I have two.
That's what you have too, right, Derby?
Exactly. I mean, we can function on one, can't we?
Yeah, a little less punishing on the body sim racing, even if you get upside down or into the wall here, Derby, and not as harsh.
I don't know, man. Some of these races, when I get upside down, I throw myself on the floor for effect, you know.
Great win, Derby, and with that win, Derby, that ties you for the lead in wins in this series for the season as well, tying you with Robert Bokum and Matt Watkins. So elite company as well, Derby.
Most definitely. That's a huge accomplishment, man. Man, it's probably the best season I've had racing, actually. In all the series I've been running. It's been a really good season. Yeah,
Derby, and we see you have jumped up into the second spot, 63 points away from Robert Bokum with just 3 races left. So obviously it's Robert's series, but a second place finish, Derby, with multiple wins and contentions when you didn't win. Pretty decent season.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, I can tell you, since Derby signed on with Team FSB, we instantly become a contender, of course, along with Rick Johnson and Sam Young. But it's great to cheer for a teammate there. I didn't want to get too crazy and be too biased there, but you know how I root for you. And
yeah, that's 10 big points as well for Team FSB in the points battle.
Yep. Well, Milt, I appreciated all the cheering and the encouragement. It helps a lot, man.
Cool, man.
It helps pull a guy out of a hole when he slams the wall 3 races in a row, you know?
It's like I kind of saw this coming, especially but racing is funny, the beginning of the year you won 2 in a row there, and 3 out of 5 I think with the Pro Cup win too, and then but that shows the parity of the league. And when we talk about That's what's so cool when I like get out in the track with you guys and like all I was trying to do Wednesday night there was basically get out of everybody's way, but of course, then when my teammate came up there, but it was just fun getting out there competing with you guys and so when we talk about how good everybody is, come get some, man. FSBRacing.com. You can start out at the bottom, get the game, get a wheel, get lots of help. Uh, this sim racing. If you're a NASCAR fan or a road racing fan or whatever, we have a lot to offer. Fair, clean racing with great people.
Yep, definitely. And another thing is, if you're struggling on a track, and all you got to do is ask, and somebody's going to step up and help you out.
Yeah, we were talking about that. How you've kind of taken over from Slim Jim Gately, and you run test sessions, and Robert Bocum does that. He's going to be the champion in this league, but he was out there. Of course, I was out there, testing like last Sunday night, and I was hammered, so there wasn't much good he could tell me, He was like, Melt, you need to go down low. Robert, I'm drunk, But, the help is there, and it's a great fellowship, great league.
You bet. And I've learned quite a bit, racing behind Robert and Matt, watching their line, watching their cars, and when they're lifting, when they're back on it. And, it's just a great place to race and a great place to learn.
Absolutely, and great win, Derby, and thanks for joining us. And
thanks for admin too, Ben. You do a lot of work on the side there too. Appreciate it.
No problem. It's fun.
Don't forget, as Milty said, check out the website fsbracing.com. So thanks again, Milty. Thanks, Derby. Great win, and look forward to doing it again on Wednesday.
We got new signups. New guy obviously knows what he's doing there. Mark Lulu and Lula, I think his name is.